O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro, and to quote one of my favorite wrestlers, it is story time with Adam West. Fucking let's take a seat and talk about this shit. I'm gonna talk about it. I won't set the stage. I'm gonna set it up, Ryan. And then after I set it up, I'll let you take it from there. Let's go back to 2017. That draft. Saints had left overall pick. They had the Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael, which is funny because Pete Carmichael, you think Pete Carmichael about to go to Liberty to work out? What was bro? I don't know. Pete making that trip. Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael take a flight to Lubbock, Texas, middle of fucking nowhere. My hometown. I can say it's middle of nowhere because it is the middle of nowhere because I lived there for 19 years. Worked out a prospect by the name of Patrick Mahomes. To this day, Sean Payton said it's the best quarterback workout he's ever seen. Sitting in the draft at 11. Unbeknownst to me as to why they just choose to not go up and get the number one player on their board. People who are listening to this podcast may say, we don't know that was his number. That Mahomes was the number one player. Shut up. It was. Don't want to hear what you're saying. It was. Get traded in front of by the Chiefs. That's history. Okay, cool. Got Drew Brees. Let's keep this party going. The next year, 2018, let's go back to the draft. That season had ended with the Minnesota Miracle. And Case Keenum had 7 seconds or 8, however many seconds he had, maybe 14. I forget how much seconds on the clock. To make a throw, Stephon Diggs, Marcus Williams misses a tackle, touchdown. We're all heartbroken and just in disbelief. And I still, to this day, think that in Sean's mind, he was thinking, if we just could have sped up Case Keenum a little quicker, just got him off the spot a little more. I always think of the beginning of Age of Ultron when Wanda put that vision in Tony's head of just destruction. And so then he had to go ahead and build Ultron, and there you have it. And you may say that's hyperbole, it might be, but we got them trading up in the draft from the 20s to like 14 or whatever it was, gave up a future first round pick and other stuff to trade up and draft a raw defensive end prospect in Marcus Davenport. In doing so, you passed on Lamar Jackson, who I get it. Lamar was never going to be a Sean Payton type of quarterback, but you passed on him. So that's two quarterbacks in the draft that you didn't trade up for and you should have. I'm excluding Deshaun Watson out of 2017 because he's a big creep. So excluding him from 2017. 2018, you don't draft Lamar Jackson when he is in your lap. In theory, you didn't even have to trade up for Lamar Jackson. He would have fell right to you. But yeah. I digress. They could have stayed in the 20s, gotten Lamar Jackson, and still had the 2018 first round pick. Maybe would have added AJ Brown, but I digress. So trade it up. So you don't have a first round pick in 2018. But I'm not gonna really hold this against him. Okay, I'm not majorly holding this against him. But Tom Brady leaves New England, tells Sean Payton and Chris Sims, as much as I can't stand that motherfucker, he was the first one on it. And that smoke started coming out, and it made so much sense. And it then gets confirmed. Tom Brady wanted to come to New Orleans, but Drew Brees decided he wanted to come back. And I get it for the sake of optics and what we talked about on this podcast before, emotions. They couldn't just sign Tom and just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Drew, we ain't let your hats come back. We moving on." Couldn't let it happen. That one, again, because of what the situation was, kind of understand it. Don't really hold that one against him so much. But can we talk about this shit? Last year, Russell Wilson comes out. He names the Cowboys, the Bears, the Raiders, the Saints as the teams he wanted to get traded to. Then the list gets revised. The Saints are on it again. The Broncos are on it. And then I think maybe there was the Giants, if I remember correctly. Yes. So this shit started percolating last year. Okay. We all get excited. Like, oh, we about to get about to be Russell Wilson time, baby. Just got to wait for it. Pumped. The 3 first-round picks? Shit. Send them bitches. Be ready. And then season goes on. He doesn't get traded. There's a lot of smoke. And then this season, the one that just ended, passed, and there was still some smoke billowing. Just smoke, bro. Smoke. And what does Sean Payton go ahead and do this offseason, bro? This man said he didn't retire. He just I will step away for a bit. Don't really want to coach. And I'm all about giving people their flowers while they're here, because that's a life lesson I learned. You got to give the people their flowers while they're here. But can I just say fuck Sean Payton, bro? I needed to say it. I tweeted it today, but I needed to say it because you cannot tell me that if he wouldn't have stepped down, and don't keep in mind, it's just step down, because his selfish ass and his egotistical hubris ass at some point within maybe next season and 2 seasons from now, or to completely fuck the Saints over even more, he would just wait 3 years after his contract expired, and then he just go to a team and that team don't have to give up any type of draft capital to sign him, because whatever. But he leaves the Saints after this mess that he created offensively, not getting a quarterback in terms of having a succession plan, not addressing wide receivers highly in the draft, drafting Cesar Ruiz. He is the sole reason that Cesar Ruiz was drafted, not Jeff Ireland, Sean Payton. That's his pick, period. So for him to just be like, these 16 years is good, but I got this season was worrying on me, and I'm not trying to diminish how the season was worrying on him. I mean, I'll say this, right? I'm not an NFL head coach. I can't imagine the stress that is on an NFL head coach, but to a certain degree, what I do every day in my job is a lot of fucking stress. And I have kids' lives that I'm responsible for, bro. 23 of them. 23 kids' lives, to whatever degree you want to say I'm responsible for. So I know what it is to have stress on my shoulders every day when I go into the office, where I'm going to these homes trying to make sure that these kids are safe. I get it. It's a different type of beast, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking game, right? It's a game. That said, he leaves the Saints in this lurch. And if I was Russell Wilson, like, what would have been the purpose of him coming here if Sean Payton's not here? Like, yeah, maybe they still have a pretty decent O-line in place, even if they lose Teron. Yeah, Mike Thomas is going to come back and AK, blah, blah. But you think fucking Russell Wilson wants to come play with fucking Pete Carmichael?
No.
What? Like, nah.
Russell Wilson wants to look good.
Now, if the Saints would have gotten Eric Bieniemy, okay, you know what? Let me stop. So I have just quickly laid out the foundation in place. Now that Russell Wilson was traded today to the Broncos for the quote unquote haul, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a decent defensive tackle, or you can even say good, because Shelby Harris has had some good football, and Shelby Harris. Noah Fant, who is a young, good tight end prospect, but like is he going to live up to the hype? We don't know. And Drew fucking Lock for Russell Wilson in a fourth, bruh. You're telling me that if we would have offered hypothetically 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, Marcus Williams and Marcus Davenport, that we wouldn't be able to land Russ? Now, people might say, well, the Seahawks would have wanted to trade him into a team in the NFC, blah, blah. I don't want to hear it. Like, I think the Seahawks would have done it. Now, trading him to the AFC allows him to save face better because he's not in the same conference, but it all ties into Sean Payton left the Saints. When he left the Saints, any hopes of trading for Russell Wilson left, and now there's this everyone in the NFL are trying to get their quarterback upgrades, and we trying to fucking shift through Jameis Winston, Jimmy Garoppolo, Taysom, Teddy Bridgewater, bro. Like I'm detached, but just like the team building malpractice of it irks the shit out of me.
Oh man. It's, like you say, it's malpractice, and Sean Payton, it's like he left the house in disorder. Look, he left the place better than it was when he came, but he kind of just left it in disorder, man. Like, that was one thing that we really needed him to do, is to get that transition going. And he had his chances. And, Russell Wilson would have came to Saints, bro. Like, I don't know what it would have cost. Since Denver, Denver did have a top 10 pick. I'm sure that helped. But, it's like the Saints, like, bro, like they had so many options if they really wanted to make it happen. They could trade players. If Seattle didn't want like the player, they could have traded a player to another team, got the pick, then traded that pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many options and things they could have done. And when I saw the haul,
quote unquote, haul,
like, just throw out Drew Lock. Like, like people Drew Lock, no, they don't even count. Like, that's not even he's Drew Lock. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even factored in. Like, I'm sure they just wanted him in. Denver just wanted to just get him out the building. Like, look, can you just take Drew Lock for us? Like, please, just take him. You know what I'm saying? So that don't even count. You get Noah Fant, like a young tight end that could have a nice career, and Shelby, nice, solid, good player. I mean, come on, man, for a 2 firsts and 2 seconds, seriously? Like, we blew that shit on nothing. We blew 2 firsts on 2 firsts.
2 firsts, bro. And you know what makes today even more annoying? Just going back to that, I don't know if you remember that draft, but who I was like advocating the Saints should have drafted the first round of that draft if it wasn't going to be Lamar, and I was a big fan of his. Fucking Harold Landry, bro.
Yeah, and he just got a big money.
Paid, bro. Paid.
Just consistent, healthy, just.
And now I just feel like this off. They didn't tag Marcus today. They didn't tag Teron. There's a chance maybe Marcus next week, free agent tampering starts on Monday or whenever fucking tampering starts. There's a chance Marcus and his agent might kind of test the waters, and maybe the number of what he's expecting or he's wanting may not be out there, and then that maybe he can say, "Oh shit, street's kind of cold out there. Maybe I'll just stay to what I know." But this whole, I feel like I'm going to ask. Part of me feels like I'm going to say, "What's the vision again?" I thought the vision was just being safe and whatever was comfortable, but now if you lose, you lost Trey last year, which I understood because of the flat cap. And then you're going to lose Marcus this year. Like, you can't even, in theory, you can't even hang your hat on, well, we're just going to be a damn good defense and our defense is going to.
Exactly.
Like, now you're losing that identity. So then what the fuck are you as a team?
What are you? You're a disintegrating, middling team right now.
Now this
disintegrating, middling team, man.
Now in a month and a half, when we're in Vegas, and the Saints pick at 18, and another part of this trade, now I'll get back to the point I'm going to make about Vegas. Another part of this trade is that the Seahawks have now the 9th pick. Yeah. So everyone's talking about quarterback, maybe not going in the top 10. Seattle needs a quarterback. They could easily take Malik Willis. They could easily take a Kenny Pickett or whatever. And that just means that the quarterbacks that may have fallen to the Saints, because now if the Saints want to go get a quarterback, you would think they got to go above Seattle.
Right.
Like 8. But all this gets wiped away. You know, not all of it. But if somehow the Saints can end up with a situation where they either trade up in round 1 to secure a Malik Willis, a Kenny Pickett, or if they don't go that route, if they go wide receiver at 18, in any of them, Ryan, I don't even like Drake London that much. I don't even like Garrett Wilson that much. I don't fucking care. Just draft him. Just draft him. Please. Please. Get a receiver at 18, and then somehow in round 2, they could get like a Desmond Riddler or Sam Howell. Then things are at least, I was like, oh, okay. Whew. All right. But the way shit's looking right now, I don't know, bruh. It's just looking grim. And the way that the Jameis Colt came at me today, which was weird.
Oh my God.
The weird thing was I sent a tweet, and the tweet, it wasn't even really trying. My tweet wasn't about going at Jameis. All I said, I got to find the tweet. Everyone's fucking been retweeting it and shit or whatever. But all I basically said was the Broncos just traded for Russell, and y'all, including me, are hoping, or not y'all, are hoping for checks notes, a Jameis or Teddy. And I said, man, we're poor as fuck. It wasn't a knock on Jameis. People were like, whoa, what options do the Saints have? Yeah, I get this. I get they don't have fucking options, but the reason they don't have fucking options is because they put themselves in this position.
Right. Exactly.
It wasn't knocking Jameis. It wasn't knocking Teddy. Although, please, like, Teddy's a great dude. Please keep him the fuck away from my team, bro.
Peace.
I don't need to see number 5 in black and gold taking snaps, bro. Don't need to see it in my life again.
I'm good.
But all the point I was making is that we as fans who are fans of the Saints are like, we are in this poverty, and we like, I wish we could go back a little bit to our Drew Brees episodes towards the end of his career when that arm was looking kind of weak, bruh.
Yeah.
Shit, them days don't look that bad no more, bruh.
I mean, you remember the Indianapolis Colts game? He lightened them up. He went like, what, 22 for 23 or something?
Days don't look that bad no more, bruh. But the point I was making on Twitter on this fucking tweet that blew up and everyone's coming in my mentions and trying to fucking argue with me. 30 interceptions was a fluke. Blah.
Oh,
well, get Jameis some weapons. Just watch.
Stop it.
Why? He's played in the NFL for 5 seasons before he joined the Saints in the same division. Like, we saw him twice a year. Like, we know what he is. Like, what weapons? He had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Like what? Where are we?
Well, now they're running with the Stafford narrative. Like, oh, look at Stafford. Look what he was with the Lions. And I can see where they're coming from, but Stafford was never. He never had. I mean, Stafford had started this whole time. He never got benched, like ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And oh my God, it's just like it's just like there are things between love and hate. You know what I'm saying? Because you talk about Jameis, it's like, damn, why y'all hate Jameis? Don't hate Jameis. Like you can go listen to the podcast when we did our whole building the Saints thing. I advocated for Jameis. I think,
both of us did.
It's like that just makes sense. It's a sensible move. It's not ideal. It's not the best thing that could, we would want them to do. But considering the situation we're in, it's like, it makes sense. But it's like, don't be stupid. Like, don't be blind and not know what that is. Like,
there it is.
The dude is not a franchise quarterback.
Thank you.
He's not. He's just not, man. Like, you just have to realize that. Don't give me shit about old Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco. Yes, those are outliers, man. Like, those are outliers. You can't build your team around outliers. Yes, some magic dust might land on your team and something happens. That's great. But as far as like planning and building,
is Jameis even as good as Ryan Tannehill?
That's extremely debatable. I don't think so. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, say what you want. Ryan Tannehill the past about 3 years,
that's what I'm saying,
has been like a top 7 quarterback statistically.
Right.
And specifically in the statistics that matter for a quarterback.
That's my point. Like, I picked Tannehill. Like, I guess and I tried to even make it into an analogy, a fucking sex analogy that people fucking understood. I said, Jameis is a 5 or 5.5, right? You have no problem smashing a 5, 5.5. Sometimes that's just what's available, right? But as people, it's International Women's Day. I'm not trying to just be chauvinistic. Everyone should want to smash a 10, right? We all deserve to smash 10s in our lives because that's what we all deserve. So while we might be smashing 5s and 5.5s, we're always looking for a 10, right? You don't introduce your family to 5, 5.5s, or unless you settle. But once you get like that 8, 9, 10 range, like you good, right? So all I said was like Jameis right now for us, Jameis is a 5, 5.5. Ain't nothing wrong with a 5 and 5.5. But we would be doing ourselves a disservice as fans and as a team if we don't seek out to try to go get an 8 or 9 and 10, because 8, 9s, and 10s are what win Super Bowls historically. Period. And then someone trying to make my mention said, well, Jameis is at least a 7. I said, no, like Derek Carr is like a 7. Right now, right. Jameis is not even like a 7. He's a 5 and 5.5. And historically, for a quarterback of his ilk, of where he is in his career, I love that everyone seems to forget that this man is literally coming off a fucking torn ACL. Like they make it sound like this man is fully healthy.
It's just nothing. Like, oh, he's fine. It's like, bro.
Like even Joe Burrow was skittish in the first couple of games, bro. Like, what are we doing? And even if you have a quarterback with his ilk, you historically, for those type of quarterbacks to win Super Bowls, everything in the fucking world has to be right on the team. Everything. You got to have weapons. You got to have O-line. You got to have you got to have great running back. And typically your defense has to be absolutely like top 3. So when people are bringing up like Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson.
And not top 3. Like historically. Historically, like great.
Like, what are we doing? I don't. It makes my head hurt. And like we said, I don't got nothing against Jameis. He's a good dude. But as a psych major, I'm like, when all this shit settles, bro, like I wish I could just do like a thesis on like what happened these couple of years with sports psychology with like some Saints fans and Jameis, because it's one of the most fascinating fucking things I've ever fucking seen. Man,
it's just Saints. A lot of Saints fans just love their quarterback. You know, it was like when back in Aaron Brooks days, you know, they had his, you know, his people that loved him, you know, and there were a lot of people that hated him, but there were a lot of people that loved him. There's always that little crew, and right now, especially with Jameis, it's just like it's just the potential that they see. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in love with the potential, what he could potentially be if he had weapons, if he does this, if he cuts down on interception, if he makes the better decisions. So it's just, you know, them projecting what they want to see, projecting him having a Joe Flacco type postseason, things, you know, or becoming a Matthew Stafford with the Rams. It's just all projection, man. Like, but all you can do is look at what you've seen and go from there.
But I think that's what it's just confusing to me a little bit in terms of going by what you've seen. Because even like the Jameis Colt, like I even tweeted it today, like they act like the Carolina game didn't happen, the New England game didn't happen, the Seattle game didn't happen. I understand that.
We watched the games. We
literally did like a live stream during the Seattle Monday Night Football game, bro.
And I don't ever remember feeling like, man, we just got this game in hand. You know, maybe the Green Bay game, but even that wasn't up until like the midpoint. And that was just the defense just like shutting down fucking Green Bay.
They scored 3 points.
And Jameis just making like, you know, 2 or 3 just amazing throws. You know, and I think that's what pretty much the formula would be. You know, just him managing him making just a couple of great throws downfield. Hopefully, you know, once he gets weapons, he would, you know, be a little more consistent as far as staying ahead of the chains and just taking some of the check downs and, you know, keeping the first downs moving, because it was just feast or famine.
Yeah,
you know, for most of his tenure last year. So, you know, that would be what we would want it to be. But those things, you got to see it happen. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like his time with the Bucs, he had weapons. People are like, oh, his OL, like, you know, the quarterback impacts the offensive line. Now, Bruce Arians is a huge reason he threw 30 interceptions.
Yes.
You know, huge reason, because that just should not have been allowed. It shouldn't have been allowed. You know, most coaches, once you start seeing something like that, you completely change up. But, you know, that's not Bruce Arians. That's not his ilk. But at the same time, it's like he threw 30 interceptions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he wasn't doing that with the Saints. No, he didn't throw a lot of interceptions. But please go back and watch the games. Like, there were a lot of interceptable balls and a lot of WTF throws. Like, come on now, you know? So you got to just factor in all that. Again, like Jameis. At this point, would love for him to come back and be the Saints starting quarterback for the 2022 season. But let's just keep everything in perspective here, man.
We have to, man. We have to. All right. I think I'm going to calm down a little bit, bro. It was getting on my nerves, bro.
I was pissed, bro. I was really hot today. I was pissed about Russell Wilson. I was pissed about that Stephen Colbert video I posted and the gas prices.
It's funny. I saw you tweet that, and I was walking into a visit, and then I was like, as soon as I get out this visit, I'm going to watch it. And then I saw that it was going to take me an hour and fucking 45 minutes to get home. And then I just completely forgot. I'll watch it. I'll watch it after I'm done.
No. I mean, it's best to not watch it after driving an hour and a half. I mean, hour and 40 minutes. Fuck that. You know, I got pissed about everything for a minute, man. And I was just like, man, fuck Sean Payton, man. You know? Fuck him, man. No. Yes, I know. No, people are like, oh, you for the team, blah, blah, blah. He did so much. I get all that, but fuck him. Right now, that's how I feel.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
That's how I feel, man.
Right? Like,
because we had a chance, bro. We had a chance to really be a good, you know, have a Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, or Brett Favre, to Aaron Rodgers, or
could have had it, bro. Could have had it,
man.
Even if Sean, like, here's what I'm thinking, bro. Sean couldn't have, and maybe if Sean would have left, Russ wouldn't have wanted to stay. But you tell me Sean could have maybe like stayed this season, secured Russ. And then say, well, then if he secured Russ, then he's not going to want to step down, bro. He going to be real.
Exactly. Oh, wooed Tom Brady. Obviously, Tom Brady's just not like really retired. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have done so much, man.
He could have.
It's just like he just quit, bro. Like, to me, he just quit. He quit. He got tired of the Saints and he quit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. That shit just rubs me wrong, man. Like, it's gonna take me a minute to I'll let it go already.
Right.
But like, it's just fuck him right now. Like,
but like,
don't tell me nothing good about him.
Today felt like salt in the wound.
It did, man.
Oh, don't worry. We'll meet you on neutral ground. Fuck you.
What the fuck?
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean, bro?
Like, is it Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like I have the high ground now? Like, what are we doing? Neutral ground?
Like, I don't want to hear none of that, man. I don't want to hear it, bro.
So, what are your? I want to talk to you a little bit about the Seahawks. First of all, can we just talk about what a bloodbath the AFC is, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Bloodbath the AFC.
Derek Carr, the worst quarterback in that division.
And he's not.
And he's good.
Good,
He's
bro.
good.
Like,
He's a good player.
Like, that's wild. And then if you look at the NFC quarterback wise, you got Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm gonna have to really think. You got Aaron Rodgers, Dak, Kyler, and then someone tweeted it, and there's one more that I'm forgetting that you could say is like a bona fide, like, good
Stafford.
NFL. Stafford. Yeah, I think that was it. And that's it, bro.
Yeah, man. The NFC is. I mean, on the flip side, it's like, NFC. You can compete in the NFC, man. The Saints get their shit together.
That's what makes it even all more frustrating, bro.
You compete, man. All these years, we had this goddamn ridiculous bloodbath of the NFC. You know what I'm saying? You can compete, man, if you get your shit together, man.
What
the Seahawks?
it
just depends what they do. Like, they are such a weird team the way they draft. Obviously, you would think like, oh, they can go for Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett with number 9. But man, knowing them, man, it's gonna be some dude we don't even know, or just a freaking defensive tackle or some shit. Like, it's gonna be something you just never know. It would make plenty of sense if they went and got Kenny Pickett and and just started rebuilding that team, man. Then it would make sense.
It would. I think, and like, besides like offensive line, that's always the thing with Seattle, right? But I think if they were to get Kenny Pickett, I do think something. And I'm not saying he's going to be better than Russell Wilson or anything remotely close to that. But one thing I do think that may help because we were just talking about how quarterbacks can make the offensive line look a little worse. If you go watch that game Kenny Pickett had against Tennessee, it was one of those. It was such a well played game by him in that his progressions, if it wasn't open downfield, boom, he was checking that shit down, and like the offense was just moving 4 or 5 yards at a time, right? And if you watch enough football, you know that Russell likes to fucking hold that bitch and throw that bitch deep.
Yeah.
And obviously there's been a lot of offensive line issues in Seattle, but there are some times where like you just cannot pull the ball that long. Like you got to get rid of it. And Russell doesn't really like to check down. So if they were to get Kenny Pickett, it would obviously they're rebuilding, but they could get Kenny Pickett at 9. They would have a pick in the second round, and then basically 2 first-round picks next year in the second round, and then 2 second-round picks next year. Like, if they hit on a quarterback at 9, they right back in this bitch, bro.
Yeah.
The big caveat, though, is that they are terrible at drafting recently.
They've been horrible. They've been horrible, man.
Terrible. Like, they've been like our 2020 draft, but like for multiple drafts, bro.
That's why it just shocks me that they did it. Like, I would have, like, Russell Wilson would have had to force a stick. Like, it would have had to been like a nasty. It would have had to got nasty.
And for me, how did Seattle not ask the Broncos for either Jerry Jeudy,
Bro, Patrick
Surtain, Bradley Chubb?
Surtain would have been number 1 on my list. Like, you're not moving unless you give me Surtain.
Like, yeah, like we're not even having a conversation about it. Just wow. Like, you could say however you want to say it, but the Seahawks got fleeced. Fleeced.
This doesn't happen.
No.
Like a Super Bowl winning franchise quarterback in his in his early 30s, they don't get traded. It doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen, man.
Now, there's the theory out there, like Greg Rosenthal. A couple of people think, he's kind of in decline. I don't think so. I think it's more like an Aaron Rodgers down, dump, just kind of slump.
Yep.
But I could be wrong. Like, maybe Seattle thinks he's in decline. Or, I just thought it was funny how, Bobby Wagner on his last days, just like Sherman
was a prophet.
Sherman was a prophet. Because you got to go back like years, man. That I don't know if it was an SI article or somebody, big long article about, what Richard Sherman was saying about Russell Wilson and a lot of the defensive players' thoughts on Russell Wilson, how he's just this flake, this kind of fake, wannabe team guy, but he's really a me guy, and this and that. It just shows you, like, at the very least, there were people in that building that just weren't believers in Russell, for whatever reason, which I get, you know what I'm saying? Because, you watch enough Russell Wilson social media, it's like, you can see why some people just won't believe in him, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about all that shit. Like,
what are you doing on the football field?
Yeah, like go play quarterback, motherfucker. Like, I don't give a shit about none of that.
Your cornball ass. Just go make plays, Negro. Just
go make plays, man. Post your little videos with Sierra. I don't care.
Mr. Unlimited.
Unlimited.
I had to.
That book is closed, man. Like, Aaron Rodgers is locked up. Russell Wilson is with the Broncos. Like, those were the 2 big veteran names out there. So it's back to poverty, bro. It's back to being like a middle class man working at the factory. Like, that's where we at.
And that's why in this draft, and maybe Seattle throws a wrench in it because of where they sit now at 9, right? But I think in this draft, there's two things that the Saints got to do. And I don't know how the hell they're going to do it, but it's 2 things they need to do. I kind of brought it up earlier. Either they move up a little bit, secure the rights to draft Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett and get a wide receiver in round 2, or maybe you flip that, maybe get a wide. Like, if they could get in the draft a Chris Olave or Jameson Williams at 18 and get a Desmond Riddler, Sam Howell at 2. Because at this point now, it's really about you got to start doing what Denver did, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at the Denver model, bro. Become Denver. Like, they're not super far away from it. Like, they already got the defense to a degree. We'll see what happens with Marcus and whatever. But you got some pieces on D. You got at least Michael Thomas for maybe a year, maybe next, at least 2-3 years max. got AK for who knows how long. You got a stud right tackle and Ramczyk. You got a stud center that's probably going to get extended at some point. Just build up your team with good fucking players. And what will happen is that, and it already happened with Russ, bro. He didn't come here. But what will happen is that whenever there's a quarterback, Kyler Murray or someone who wants to get out of their situation, and the NFL, especially with quarterbacks, is coming so much more like the NBA with their star players. It's like, I don't want to fucking be here anymore. Or like, get me the fuck out of here. And sometimes, it works out like in Green Bay, but bro, sometimes it doesn't work out. Like, and I think we're just seeing more and more of this. Now, it's and I'm not saying that you just build your team and you just ignore quarterback, right? Like you still got to draft. Like if you hit on a rookie quarterback, you already got it made in shape. Like you are good. But they have to just build whatever the infrastructure is. And I think as a fan, that's what gets me the most worried is I'm just like, these dudes about to fucking draft like Jordan Davis at 18, ain't they? Like they just about to do just something where it's just just dumb, bro. just
it's gonna happen, man.
Or we're just in our we're doing a live video of the fucking draft, bro, and we just I can just see our faces right now, like these niggas really did this at 18, huh? Like, this is what we get.
And I just can't get over the fact that back to Sean Payton, that they extended Taysom Hill.
Is Taysom Hill's cap number at $13 million this upcoming season?
It's just unbelievable, man. Like just the fact that he made Taysom Hill a thing as a quarterback. Like to the point where people actually believe, like, oh well, maybe Taysom Hill will take over. Like what? That's just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. He left us in that situation.
All around, just it feels like, and obviously it wasn't purposeful or purposely, but it's like he just fucking just stripped away everything from the offense, bro. Just stripped it.
Which makes no sense.
just stripped it down. It makes no sense. And I know you were talking about fucking RAS scores last night, bro. I don't fucking want to hear it. Like I don't like. I'm not telling you that. I'm like, if someone's listening in the building, which I'm pretty sure there's not, but if there is, I don't want to fucking hear. Like I don't give a fuck about the RAS scores. Just watch the tape. Whoever they're at 18, Treylon Burks, chubby ass, Drake London, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams. I don't care. Garrett Wilson. We don't care. We don't. There has to be now, and please don't try to pacify me and be like, oh, we got you guys Jamison Crowder. We got you guys AJ Green. Like,
this is gonna happen.
Fuck off. Fuck off, bro. For fucking once, can we get a PS5 for like a Christmas present, a birthday present, like on draft night? Just once.
Bro, you get this refurbished PS4. Take this PS4, boy. Refurbished, still work. Man.
So we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Well, we talked about it a lot yesterday. Brother, fuck. Might have to just put this down as my second job full time, bro. These niggas wearing us out, bro. This whole, bro, like the love fest that was going on today between CD Deuce and Tyrann Mathieu. Like I already started following Tyrann Mathieu on Twitter, bro. Like I don't,
man,
there's enough smoke. I just feel like it's going to happen. I guess the real decision boils down to Is he? And even Aaron Wilson, the guy who is a robot, reported it from Pro Football Network. You know, basically it's going to boil down to money, obviously, but you know, it's going to either be the Saints or be the Ravens. I know that Michael Thomas was like heavily recruiting Teron when the Cardinals cut him before he went to the Texans, like heavily. And I don't know if there's any possible way that it could happen. I don't know. But at least defensively, if there's some type of crazy way where the Saints were to move on, and I think the only way they could do this is they would have to move on from Malcolm and Bradley Roby to get the cap, the money to make it work. But if they could add Teron, put him at strong safety in the Malcolm Jenkins spot, and if Marcus Williams hits the market, realizes that he's not going to get 16, 17, 18 mil a year on the open market, and maybe that 13 or that 12 or 12, 13 and a half that maybe is on the table for him, for Mickey, with the team that he knows and the defense that he knows. I'm telling you, man, they end up with Marcus back and Honey Badger as strong safety and CD and Marshawn and Go Boxman.
Okay.
Now I don't know how we're gonna score points unless they return them bitches for pick sixes. But that if this is a big if, huge if. But if they could work that to happening, you still have DeMar, like that defense alone could get you to at least 8 to 9 wins.
Then you need that offense just to be good, man. Like
not even good, like just decent. Just be decent. Like, I'll settle for decent at this point, bro. Just decent.
I mean, because since the Rams won the Super Bowl, a lot of teams looking at them like they weren't an offensive-led team this year at all. You know, they're very conservative, ran the ball, sometimes to the point of being annoying, like running the ball. They got their big plays in the passing game, especially once they got OBJ. But that was kind of their formula. They got big plays in the passing game. They ran the ball a lot. And they played really good defense. And I think if the Saints want to be that team, that's what they can be if they address the team the way they should address it. You know what I'm saying? So, Jameis has a poor man Stafford. Get you some pass catchers, them dogs that can make some plays. And you just got to hope that defense is as good as it has been, or even better.
Yes.
And health. Like, got to be healthy too.
Yeah, absolutely. Health is a big factor. Want to talk? You talk. So our main guy, and both if we were the GMs situation, was tagged. Mike Gesicki got tagged by the Dolphins. He's off the board. Dalton Schultz tagged by the Cowboys. He's off the board. Chris Godwin tagged by Tampa Bay for a second season in a row. He's off the board. Mike Williams, wide receiver from Chargers, got a contract extension. He's off the board. So that said, if you go down the list, like there's this tight end free agency class is robust. It is robust, the number of tight ends in this free agency class. I was just like the Saints could sign a Hayden Hurst, bruh. I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Would be fine. Would be fine. And I don't know, like this to me, this tight end class doesn't scream to me like it's gonna break the bank money wise. I believe, and this is someone that I wanted last free agency, but Gerald Everett of the Titans, or the Seahawks, only signed a 1-year contract. He's a free agent. just a lot of players on the market in the tight end class. If they were just to get one, just one. Also forgot to mention Malcolm Gallup, probably going to get contract extension with the Cowboys as well. He's off the board. Just getting one of these tight ends could do a lot in terms of just helping the offense.
Yes, absolutely. Like it makes a lot of sense just to go get one of these guys, man. The Bengals tight end,
CJ Uzomah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go get one of these. Go get Hayden Hurst. Go get Everett. Like, these are guys that can come into this offense and produce, man.
Please do not, absolutely do not sign fucking Evan Ingram. Do not do it. Do not do it, bro.
You're going to be disappointed.
Bruh, he is basically the first round pick version. Well, he had a good rookie season, but everything, Big Fish had a good rookie season too with them 16 catches. Everything after Evan Ingram's rookie season has been absolutely dog shit. Dog shit. Here's a question I have for you. It seems like, and I don't know what to think of him as a player because he showed so much like, this is going to be like one of the next big, great wide receivers in this game. He's an LSU guy. DJ Chark, 2019, had a great season. And then he got hurt last year. He didn't have a good 2020. He's a free agent. Jacksonville doesn't look like they're going to bring him back. That seems like a guy that if they were to sign, it's kind of like a flyer where like we'll sign him, but the upside in him could be really good for the Saints and he could be a good solid number 2 if Michael Thomas is fully 100% back.
Absolutely. And I think that's how the Saints are going to shop in free agency. They're going to, not exactly goodwill, but going to go to the clearance record. Yeah, clearance record a little bit.
TJ Maxx.
Maybe the collar ain't really buttoned up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the collar leaning a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like something ain't right about it. It's like the sleeve a little longer than the other sleeve or something. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how we go to shop. This offseason. And then you got the draft. So I think they have a chance, man. They have a chance to put together a decent team. It just was one of them disappointing days where you just kind of got slapped in the face and realized, the ceiling is only so high. You know what I'm saying?
They have a chance to put together. Bro, I'm looking at Greg's top 101 list right now. Leighton Vander Esch is his 97th free agent on the list, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
Isn't that fucking wild? Like, that is wild to me. That blows me away.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? Like, his rookie season was like, he was like the next it at linebacker, bro.
He was, man.
He was the next it at linebacker. And then injuries, I don't know if they just took away, even Greg had wrote up like maybe it took away some of his explosiveness, but it's just, I don't know, man. That's just crazy. I saw you giving on Twitter, you just giving the eyes to, Dominican Sue gonna be a free agent. Now, he might not be in our price range. Let me just first put that out there.
He about that money. He a money chaser.
Yes, that's good for him, bro. As he should be. But he is. He's absolutely.
But if he could be had, I mean, we need defensive tackle help, man. And he's formed himself as just to like a solid, good starting defensive tackle at this point. How much money that is, I don't know. I wouldn't go crazy. We were in a sweepstakes for him a couple of years ago, when he was, really, really trying to squeeze. But at this point, I think he understands where he's at. He's not a full-time starter. He's a rotational defensive tackle and a good one. So how much that costs, I don't know. 4, 5, 6 million. Who knows? But
yeah,
he has a name.
Yeah. The name.
And, maybe there's better players you can go and get cheaper. But there's somebody I'd be like,
Yeah. For sure. I just want to throw out some. Oh, is he a free agent? Oh man, the Saints have no reason to sign him, but Anthony Barr being a free agent, just hard. Just for you. Just hard. So I'm just gonna throw out some quick names.
Him and Zach Bond just gonna be looking at each other like the Spider-Man.
They even kind of look alike too, bro.
I know, bro. Like, damn, why are we not getting those snaps?
If the Saints were really smart, not that they should, because I don't even know where he would play, but they just saw Anthony Barr just making him to like a defensive end like he was in college where he should have been, bro. Just a little rusty passer. I just want to throw out some quick names in terms of if the Marcus Williams thing goes sideways, he doesn't return. There's one thing that completely might depreciate his value on the market is that there are a shit ton of safeties, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many. I know we were just talking about defensive tackles. Akeem Hicks is a free agent. Even Drew's not there anymore. That'd be great to get him back, even though he's kind of a bitch. Quadre Diggs, free agent. He got hurt last year, but he's expected. That sounds right. As soon as you say a player got hurt the previous season, that like the Saints, like it's like they took the blue pill, bro. Like, oh, what? He got hurt last year? What? Quadre Diggs as an option, wouldn't hate it at all. He's older, 29. I didn't realize, why is Marcus May so old? Marcus May, who I mentioned on the last episode we did, he tore his Achilles last season. But he's a former first-round pick, has performed really well in the last couple of seasons. He's 29, could play that safety role. If Marcus Williams were to leave, trying to see who else, trying to just figure out who else is a free agent at the safety position. But because of there being kind of a plethora of safeties on the market this year, Justin Reed, former, I think it was a first-round pick or a low first-round pick or a second-round pick of the Texans, had a falling out with Lovie Smith. Always kind of find to be like a little overrated player, but he's not like a bad player. Younger brother of Eric Reed. Like there's Jordan Whitehead. He played for the Bucs, played in the division. He's 25. Like there are just some players there that are on the market that are safeties that we know how Mickey is, bro. Going to that plan B. Like if you don't take this money, I'm gonna give it to somebody. It's kind of like you try to get some tonight, and you texting two girls.
Oh yeah.
Say, who gonna be the first one to say, "Come on, who's gonna be the first?" You said, yeah, boom, all right, locked in.
Boom.
Then you said something like, sorry, babe, something came up. I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, we've all been there in the past before.
Mm-hmm.
But just options for the Saints. I really hope, like I've talked about on the show before, they really realize the atrocity they have offensively right now. And if they just come out and just give us a hint that they see how bad shit is in free agency, like let's say free agency start and they sign like a DJ Chark and like a Jameson Crowder, bro, I'm okay. Like, I'm like, okay. Like, yes.
They see what's going on.
You see what we see. We on the same page. And then if they went out and signed a DJ Chark and a Jameson Crowder, I would be kind of okay with maybe they're not taking a wide receiver at 18. Like, I would still prefer them to, because depending on who was there. But they wanted to wait till like round 2 at that point because they felt like the need was addressed, and they attacked it by getting 2 players at that position in free agency. I wouldn't even hate them waiting on round 2. But can you just show it, like, sign a guard, sign a wide receiver 2, sign a tight end, a running back. Just show us that you see the shit is shit on offense. Please. Just 1 or 2 signings, bro. It seems like they are going to be more active in free agency than they were last year, which makes sense because niggas didn't have no money last year. Got a little stimulus check, got a little tax return. They can do a little something with it. But anyway, we've covered it. We covered our angst with the whole situation that has led to the Saints being in quarterback purgatory. We had to get some stuff off our chest pertaining to Sean Payton, the Russell Wilson trade that went down today. I mean, I feel like every time we end the episode, some shit happens the next day, bro. So tomorrow's Wednesday. I said I wanted more spice last night. NFL said, got you, bro. Just in a span of 3 days or whatever it is, a wide receiver was suspended a season for betting on games. Russell Wilson got traded. Aaron Rodgers is getting paid. Like, there's so much shit that's happened in the NFL that I've honestly forgotten it. And as much as we like to like just clutch our pearls from time to time and just be like, oh, fuck NFL, like, bro, it is the best reality show of all time.
No question.
Of all time.
No question.
It is why we're addicted to it. It's just like, what happened, nigga? What? I got auto blocked by Adam Schefter today. Don't even know why. I don't even know what is auto blocking. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. Never heard of it.
But we recap today. We appreciate all our fans. We really do. And I know that you guys are supporting us in terms of the work that we're putting in, because NFL putting us to work, bro. Guys treating us like got the whips, toe bad. But we'll see what happens. I already know it's gonna be a pretty fucking busy weekend. Like, some shit's gonna be popping off. Monday, Tuesday next week's gonna be busy. Free agency starts on Wednesday. We got you guys covered. So to all our listeners, thank you. Happy International Women's Day, whatever. It's been a long day for me. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, pretty much. With that, we're out. We'll be back soon. But with that, we're out.
Peace.
Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.